Hey guys and girls, just thought I'd endeavour to do a little video about how I make bone broth, chicken bone broth, in my motorhome. Okay, so I have actually done one of these before, but I messed up the file and it stopped uploading, which is really annoying because it was really good actually. One organic chicken in plastic. Basic buy chicken wings because they didn't have any organic, and I really don't want to use these, but I don't have any choice, and you know that's the way it goes. This is where all the connective tissue and the collagen and the gelatin comes from, also obviously from the chicken, but this connective tissue that you're looking for. You can make bone broth loads and loads of different ways. You can use beef bones, chicken bones, lamb bone, pig's bones. I don't eat pigs because I'm Christian, and scientifically pigs don't have sweat glands, and they can't evacuate toxins like other animals. Anyway, that's another story for another day. So yeah, apparently pig's trotters are really good. You're looking for the gelatin, your vitamins, your minerals, all of that good stuff. And let me tell you, I've only had two of these that I've made in this here. One of these lasts about 3 days, and I feel wonderful. You know, I cut myself the other day and it healed like I was a child, whereas before it would take ages, you know. So I'm just telling you now, it's good stuff. That and your probiotics, your kefir, your kombucha, and your lacto fermented vegetables. If you start with your probiotics and your bone broth, you're you're ahead of the curve. Okay, we've got here some British romaine lettuce. British cabbage, all right. It's got another name to it. I think it's romaine cabbage. I'm not sure. And organic carrots. So I'll proceed to prepare this and not bore you with the details, and I'll get straight back to you. Okay, guys, I've got you precariously perched on a bucket. This tripod is very bad. It's very annoying. Okay, right. So I spared you the boredom. I cut all the veggies up. Now, there are so many different variables with doing bone broth. Just believe me. Just look into it yourself. You don't have to do your veggies this small. You can use different types. The world's your lobster. The reason I'm cutting these this small is because the last one I did, can you believe it? I burnt it. I burnt it and I ruined the whole bone broth. I still squeezed the juice out and drank the juice, but I ruined the whole thing. And I was really annoyed because I actually went for a real long simmer on this one. It only takes 2 hours, but I thought I'd go for a big one and see what happened. What actually happened was I put the meat at the bottom, and it burnt. So this time I'm going to put the veggies at the bottom to put some space between the meat and the bottom of the pan, and allow the water to get underneath, you know. So basically all I do is I just chuck it in. I just dropped it on the floor. Like I say, you can do this many different ways. This is quite a large pressure cooker. If you haven't got a pressure cooker, please go out and get one. Okay. If something bad happened, let me tell you what I'd grab. I'd grab my sleeping bag, my wood burning stove, and my pressure cooker. I know that I could survive with those 3 things. Pressure cooker's amazing. Normally if you use a stock pot, they do say it's better for the collagen or the gelatin formation. I don't really care. I know that I feel great doing it the way I'm doing it. I've noticed a definite change in my skin, in my hair, everything. It's a bit of a big kept secret really. My dad used to make this. This is nothing new. My dad used to make this when I was a kid, which is probably why I'm still alive. Yeah, I digress. I was going to say something else, but I've forgotten now. So chuck all that in there. It's going to be difficult getting it in again, but this will all break down. I'll chuck it in there quickly. Okay, get the chicken. I'll just try and do this quickly without cutting myself. Chicken is a good way to start. Even a butcher told me that. I said to him, I went to get some beef bones, marrow bones they're called, and he said start with chicken. He said start with chicken, mate. He said you can't go wrong. And I have to say it's fabulous. I have used beef bones and chicken, and I'm okay with the taste, but the marrow bones do make it very rich. which is a good sign. It's a good thing, but it does make it very rich. So you can do it however you want. Some people like to keep all the same sort of bones. There's so much information out there, you don't even really need to take any notice of me. I'm actually kind of doing this video for a girl I know in China, and she's been poorly, so I'm sort of showing her how to do it. So for some reason I like to cut the chicken legs and just sort of lacerate the back like so. I don't know why I do that. I think it's just because I think it just helps release, get stuff in there, you know. So we stick that in there. Now I don't want to make the same mistake I made last time. I want to cover it with water. They say just fill it up 2/3, but the top of the meat was dry. The last one I did was a disaster, just trust me. I use balsamic vinegar because it's cheap from the supermarket. Apparently you use vinegar. Don't go crazy with it because it will affect the taste of the broth. I'll stick that in there. Again, I can see that I think I've got too much. I think I've got too much stuff in here again. But anyway, don't worry about me waffling about that. So I'll prepare the wings, and I'll stick a couple of stock cubes in there, and I'll just get back to you. Okay guys, that's kind of it there. You can see there's a lot in there. What I'm going to do, I'm learning from experience, what I'm going to do this time round is about an hour of the way through, I'm going to stop and I'm going to let it cool down, open it up. By then the vegetables should have all sort of broken up and got into nothing, and then the meat should have sunk, and I'll probably put a bit more water in. Because I really learned from experience, I really don't want to burn it again, because that was a very expensive mistake, probably about 15-16 quid. So with my fancy dancy, try not to knock over the tripod. As you can see, you get the picture. The other video I made, I'm really disappointed. It was such a good video. I was in really good spirits, you know. I was laughing and I was making jokes, and I was being a bit more interesting, to be honest with you. So today I'm a little bit more subdued. I think I've got about 86 subscribers now, so I kind of feel compelled and obligated to do you a video. So if you can be bothered to subscribe to me, then the least I can do is chuck something up on there. So yeah, and this is very good. This will change your life. I mean, mothers, feed your children this. I don't know why mothers get really annoyed with me when I tell them what to feed their children. But anyway, feed your children this and get some probiotics down your neck. Dead easy, dead cheap, life changing. All right. It's what they say. Big farmers. This is also classed as Jewish penicillin and raising the dead stew. Probiotics is farmers' biggest kept secret. I suffered for 3 years with stomach problems because of antibiotics I took 3 years ago. The whole issue, I had an endoscopy because I thought I had stomach cancer. The doctors didn't know what was going on. No, the big farmers, the pharmaceutical doctors didn't have a clue. After 3 days of taking probiotics, kefir in this case, after 3 days of taking probiotics, I was right as rain. Right as rain. Please listen to people. Do your own research, look into it. I need to turn the pressure down on this hose, I think. It just keeps splashing everywhere. So you can get the picture. Now this is the important part. Because I'm in a motorhome, what I do is I put this on I take it outside and I put it on a little stove I've got to get it to steam, and then I bring it back in here and I put it on here on a very tiny flame, very tiny. It's almost nothing, and that's what I do for a couple of hours, and hey presto, bone broth for 3 days. So I've got to go, I've got to run. See ya. God bless.